Welcome to Lake Mývatn in North Iceland, which is a unique and fascinating destination if you're doing the ring road in Iceland. I do recommend visiting this place in summer because that's when I visited and that's when you're going to discover its true landscape and rich biodiversity, which is why people come here from all over the world. This is a new day in Iceland. So this was our hostel room near Myvatn Lake. This is where we spent the night. It cost 175 euros for 2 people with shared bathroom. It's also a camping site, so you can camp here. Last night we visited Myvatn Nature Baths, which is a very famous lagoon with also blue water, just like the Blue Lagoon. And now we're gonna visit the lake.
The Myvatn Lake is a popular attraction in the north part of Iceland, and well, you're gonna see that the lake is actually super huge. There are a few viewing points mentioned on the map. You can find them as attractions. And right now we found the tiniest parking and we are already a lot of tourists. It's 11 a.m. To go and explore what it looks like should be a path that, I don't know, goes to some sort of viewing point that should be nice. That's what I read on Google. So we're gonna explore this footpath here and there and everywhere, I don't know. And we wanna see where's that viewing point of this lovely lake. And there are a bunch of things to do around the lake also, because right here is also the geothermal area, another one, because there are a bunch in Iceland, a bunch of old volcanoes. Don't worry, they don't erupt anymore. You can go and hike on the crater. It's like literally minutes from here. I'm not sure if I feel like hiking today. However, it's kind of cool that you can hike on an old volcano on a crater. It's literally a crater, it's super huge. And there's a walking path on top of it, on the edge. And then from here you can also drive to Húsavík, which is a very famous fisherman's village on the north here, because apparently this is the original and best place to catch a tour to go see the whales. But we already seen some whales when we did a trip to Grímsey, the small island of Iceland that's in the Arctic Circle. And we're gonna go visit the geothermal area, because yesterday we visited a popular Myvatn bath, which is basically a copy of the Blue Lagoon, but much smaller and much more affordable, and it's not near Reykjavik, so great alternative. And yeah, a bunch of places. Oh, and then waterfalls. We have some of the largest waterfalls in Iceland right here. So basically we're gonna spend like half a day around this lake and this area, because there are so many things that you could do. Okay, but right now we are still walking on this path that I mentioned, and we kind of hope we did not get lost, because we took a right and then right again, and now we took a left while I was talking to you. Eddie led the way.
Does that mean we're going in circles?
I don't think so. I hope not. I was hoping that we're going to reach a point to see the lake.
What this reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of like Rishikesh in North India. It
Amazing.
feels like the place where you could like sit down and meditate.
Oh, yes, by the way, I'm wearing shorts and Eddie is wearing shorts as well.
And the Icelandic jersey, because Iceland beat England and France, and whoever's an enemy of England and France is a friend of ours.
Yeah, so we are wearing shorts
But don't forget about the shorts.
for the third day in a row, because this week They measured, I don't know, scientists, people, measured that it was like the hottest 5 days, consecutive 5 days, hottest 5 days in history. Like the record has been set one day after the other, and yeah, since they started recording the temperature on our planet, this is when we got super hot, right? Right, Edward?
Yep.
As I said, a lot of people come and visit Lake Myvatn in North Iceland because it offers a rich biodiversity. Actually, this lake and its surrounding wetlands have an exceptionally rich fauna of water birds, especially ducks. So it seems that it's one of the most important habitats in Europe for nesting ducks, with a variety of species that can be found here. Also, the lake is the fourth largest lake in Iceland, covering an area of about 37 square kilometers, that is 14 square miles. Despite its size, it's quite shallow, with an average depth of only 2.5 meters, that is 8.2 feet. What I found really interesting is that Lake Myvatn has a volcanic origin. It was formed over 2,300 years ago as a result of a large basaltic lava eruption. The volcanic activity in the area has continued to shape the landscape, creating a variety of geological formations, which I'm gonna show you later in the video. A lot of birds enthusiasts also come here to see this lake because it offers exceptional bird watching opportunities, especially during summer months when the bird life is the most active. Actually, when we were walking around, we could actually hear a lot of very interesting sounds coming from all sorts of birds. I'm not a bird watcher, but it was kind of interesting, so do bring your binoculars if you're coming to the lake. And as it seems, this place also has a cultural significance for Icelandic people. The area around Lake Mývatn has been inhabited since the settlement of Iceland, and it plays an important role in Icelandic folklore and history. So if you're planning on traveling in North Iceland, do not miss this spot. Icelandic people are really proud of it, and for good reason. However, to reach this lake, it requires a bit of planning and awareness of local conditions. As always, you have to keep in mind that you are still in Iceland, although this looks very green here, and weather can change without any notice any moment. Although we were really courageous to wear shorts, I have to warn you that after that very sunny day, I got a cold. So I spent the next week in Reykjavik in our Airbnb with a cold, with shivers and everything. It was very bad, so I do not recommend wearing shorts. However, it will feel warm maybe during summer. Just keep that in mind, so be prepared, and always have the appropriate gear with you in case the wind it starts raining, or I don't know what else. If you want to drive to Lake Mývatn, probably that's the best way to see it and to visit it. Keep in mind this lake is about 90 kilometers away of Akureyri. That's 56 miles of Akureyri, Iceland's second largest city in the north of Iceland. And counting from Reykjavik, the lake is about 490 kilometers away from Reykjavik. That is 305 miles. You can reach this place in one day, but it will take you probably about 7 hours, because you should, and I strongly encourage you to respect speed limits in Iceland. Police hunts tourists that are impatient. Especially during summer, I've seen police cars stopping tourists, and the fines are something that, no matter where you are coming from, you will find very expensive. If you're driving during summer, the road is really great. If you're here at the lake for the bird watching, do bring your binoculars, otherwise you're gonna miss out. We parked in a very small parking lot to get to this place, so basically it's up to your luck. There was just enough space for 8 to 10 cars. Also keep in mind that during summer the sun can be quite strong in Iceland, so I do recommend using sun protection.
It's really cool. As you can see, there are some sort of rock formations. This is a volcanic lake. Obviously, given the many volcanoes around, people come here for photos, and the water is pristine. However, don't swim in it because, as I mentioned before, there are some caves with warm water in which, again, you might be able to swim if you're like whatever up for it. Like, they don't recommend it, but you could. And don't swim here. So as we drove around the lake and the crater, which is right over there, over this car, we found ourselves in lava cave. There are 2 lava caves that foster thermal spring, which people used to use for bathing. However, given the circumstances, and also the sign that I see over there, no bathing, you should not bathe, although I think some people, it's nobody here to stop you. But yeah, given that we're expecting a huge eruption here in Iceland, and yesterday evening we had a 5.2 earthquake, I would not spend more time in a lava cake more than necessary, if any. Also, Edward is feeling the same. Yeah, no. It's a no for you. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think we should go inside. No. I don't see the bottom of this. I don't know if it's water or nothing. Don't. Oh no, it's water. It's water. Yeah.
Can you light something up so
Yeah.
you can see?
Yeah, you cannot.
I cannot see.
No. Look. Yeah. Yeah.
I get it. No,
Oh, there's one.
oh, it's blue.
It's blue indeed. It's the water. So I brought you to see more caves because, imminent earthquake. What else can you do? Go into the lava cave. Are you ready? Oh. Oh. Okay. Hopefully this is not the last thing I do. Well, it's the same cave, by the way, but this one has a more accessible entrance for the water. It's warm. It's super warm. So they used to use this for bathing, but they said that no bathing is, allowed now. And also, this is because we are in a lava cave. The lava, it breaks, and they did not check for the quality of the water, so it should be good. Like the temperature is good, but maybe it's contaminated in some sort. I don't know. But you could bathe. It's They say that it's easy to, you know, have accidents here, like lava could fall into your head. That's it for the lava cake with the very hot spring and very clear water. They say you should not bathe. You should enter on your own risk in case, you know, something happens, it's not their fault. To be honest, in Iceland there's a lot of lava, so everything you do around it is at your own risk, like nobody's taking any responsibility. Oh well. So yesterday evening we visited the thermal baths here next to the lake, and next to the baths you can find this geothermal area, which well, you can see like the smoke everywhere, so you cannot miss this thing. And they also have this blue lake, which you should not bathe in because it's super warm. And but you can walk, take some pictures. I don't see a lot of people doing that, but you can. And this is like. However, I have to say that this area does look out of this world. So basically, it's mesmerizing. Like really, wow. Wow, this geothermal area looks amazing, especially with the blue lake. Like amazing photo opportunity. However, if you don't make it here, don't worry. Don't stress yourself. It's basically the same thing wherever you go to see a geothermal area, which thankfully you'll find a bunch in Iceland because this is their thing, like volcanoes and lava and you know, geothermal thing areas where they produce energy. So we found another one in the south near the Blue Lagoon, and it was just as amazing as this one, except for the Blue Lake. There was no Blue Lake there, but you have the Blue Lagoon there, so you know, maybe we should go explore a bit more. I think there should be some Blue Lakes in the south as well. Wow, this landscape is really out of this world, so no matter how many pictures I take or videos, it just doesn't really show you on camera like the real thing. So yeah. So just 2 minutes up from the Blue Lake, the geothermal area, there is another beautiful viewpoint, and especially for the buses because we just stopped with a bus here. Apparently everybody stops here. It offers a very wide, long, beautiful view with everything of the lake. You can even see the mountains from here, and you can see the geothermal area. Here's Eddie, the Blue Lake. You can see the lagoon, bathing area, the mountain, the crater. Can you see the crater? It's like super huge. Basically offers a wonderful view of everything. So yeah, but I have to say it's a pretty touristic area. Like Iceland at this point, I realize it's not a huge country. It's big enough for like week trips, like 1 week, 2 weeks, 10 days, whatever. That's what most people do. And they basically are everywhere, the tourists. We are tourists right now, I guess. So you have to plan ahead all your activities and especially accommodations, because this is July right now. It's pretty warm. Everybody wants to come to Iceland when you can wear shorts. And yeah, this is the almost the peak of the season. I heard that the peak is actually end of July, so not there yet, but feels like it. That's the crater I was talking about. It's super huge. Basically, that was a volcano, and that's why we now have on the other side of the volcano a huge lava field. It's not active anymore. You can climb it. You can see there's a walkway right on top of it. And yesterday evening when we were driving by, there was steam coming out of that hill. But it's understandable. It's a very warm area. yeah, this is what a lot of Iceland looks like. Oh my god! So this place next to the viewing point, which was free to see and stop, it's paid. It's called Hverir, and it's a, I don't know, another geothermal area. Basically, you see nothing because nothing grows when the ground is so hot, warm, and it's like 1,000 tourists are here. Eddie calls it a retirement home for tourists. Some brought their children, that's all I can say. It's full. You have to pay the parking. There was a camera and everything. And it was, we were lucky with the parking, but it's difficult to find a parking spot. Like, it's full. What's happening? Like, I take it back. Iceland is like super crowded right now. It's like everybody's here. Like, if you don't book your rental car or hotel before you get to your location, chances are you're gonna sleep. I don't know, you're not even allowed to sleep in the car or camp in most places, or in wild camps. I'm not sure what you're gonna do if you're not gonna plan ahead. This has never happened to us before, so wow, so many buses. Very popular. Never realized Iceland is such a popular destination for tourists. I'm being naive here? Is it me? So that's the queue to pay for the parking. Kill me now. So this is a historical place? No, this is a Hverir, geothermal area with fumaroles and mud pots with a depth of 1,000 meters, temperature above 200 degrees, steam and hot springs produce considerable sulfur deposits, which we can see all over. Ooh. Ooh. They were right. Indeed, this place is kind of cool. They have mud pots. We do have at home in Romania some really cool ones. Ours explode. We call them the mud volcanoes. Here they only boil the mud. So basically you have a pool of mud which is quite liquid, which is boiling. And I'm happy to see that everybody finds this pool of mud really fascinating. And I've heard people from Germany, France, Italy, all over Europe. Everybody's very fascinated with this geological phenomena. Like, what? I wasn't sure you would like it, but here we are. Okay. So I managed to dance myself into a mud pool. Not really, but a small one. So I got a bit of sulfur. Hopefully the smell will go away. Come, let me show you around. Basically, it smells like rotten eggs everywhere. And if you don't like that smell, like children don't really like that smell, yeah, just be prepared. Also, I see that like half of the buses here, or maybe all of them, belong to they carry passengers from a cruise ship, because in Akureyri there is a huge cruise ship. It was this morning, and yeah. Oh no, yesterday was the cruise ship. Doesn't matter. So they bring cruise ship here, and they bring a lot of tourists, like a lot of them. So basically everybody comes from there, and some of them were wearing what do you call that? Like the cover-ups, like plastic covers for your shoes, probably to protect their footwear from getting sulfur or something, mud from here. It was kind of funny. Eddie noticed that, and you walk around and you explore basically this very weird, out of this world landscape. And because it has so much sulfur and salt and everything, basically nothing grows here, so it's like a wasteland. But not for Iceland, because they know what to do with this source of energy. By the way, Edward said that 80%, and I also read this, 80% of the energy that is produced in Iceland is used to basically produce aluminium. Say they don't have aluminium, but you need to produce this. The process is very energy intensive. So where do you go to produce something that uses a lot of electricity? Usually, well, you don't have a lot of places. You have to go someplace where you have a lot of electricity available and fairly cheap. So that's Iceland. So that's what they do with it. And Bitcoin, but not so much. Wow, look at that mud water thing boiling. However, I'm sorry, I cannot describe the smell. Wow, what? Not you? Smells like it does not. It does not. So people are a bit weird. So they make weird remarks about the smell. I heard a lady saying that the smell of the sulfur is like used diaper on fire. That's what she said. However, Edward, which Edward did not like the smell at the beginning. He was complaining a lot. He said that he cannot stand it when he first arrived at the geothermal area we visited like 3 weeks ago. However, right now, he just confessed to me off camera he's starting to like the smell. Also, the fact that it warms you up. That's a big advantage of this phenomena. He likes it. Unfortunately, it started to be windy. It's a bit of wind, so that means that you have to move to get the steam. Still nice. Good.